a great example of somebody in the program that's just done exceptional with their funnel and getting all of this dialed in is Jim Aline and Brian Niebler from Roofer Marketers. They've had significant growth over the years. And so I'm really glad to have Jim on with us now. Jim, are you able to unmute and join me?
I am.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So tell us a little bit about your agency and kind of your background.
So our agency is Roofer Marketers. Our niche is roofing contractors. We are a 7-figure agency, so I got to put S4 next to my name here, which is awesome. I think I like to say we're a 6-figure agency now because we're 6 figures a month. So that's it's another level. My background, I've been doing web development since the early 2000s. So 2002, I think, is when I built my first website in Notepad. And then over the years evolved into digital marketing, was doing pay per lead, and then partnered with my business partner, Brian Niebler, in an agency. And that's, let's see, 3 years ago, this October. So 3 years ago, we formed Roofer Marketers.
So good. And so when you started down this path of choosing the niche, building your authority, where were you guys? How much revenue? Kind of what was the starting point?
So 3 years ago, August, we were at 0, right? I'm sorry, October, we were at 0. We joined 7-figure agency in February. We were at about, I think, around 4,500 a month recurring.
Wow. So from 4,500 to 100,000 in monthly recurring revenue in the span of about 3 years. Tremendous work. Really, really, I think you guys have executed the model just about as well as anybody, right? In terms of choosing the niche, positioning yourself, having the funnel, having the authority assets, doing all of the right things. Just talk a little bit about your funnel and kind of how it flows, big picture for the group.
So our funnel, we focus on an omnipresent approach, right? So what we've done is taken each pieces of the funnel, our case study. We've written 2 books now. So we've written 2 books now. Case studies, cheat sheets, webinars, we have a podcast. So each of these lead generating funnels we have set up. So we really have consistent lead flow because of that. But it was just one thing at a time, right? So the first thing I think we started off with when we joined 7-figure agency, the first funnel that we had up and running was like a cheat sheet, and then a case study, and then we put the webinars in play, and then started a podcast. So it's just been building and layering on top of each part of it.
So good. What do you think, out of all of the things you do from an omnipresent perspective, what do you think has the biggest impact and kind of drives the most qualified opportunities for your agency?
I would say the best opportunities come from our podcast listeners, and those, we drive people to the podcast through YouTube. We drive them through our social media. So it that way. The reason I think that has been the best, the approaches, we get the strongest leads from there, is that they know about us. Our authority level is through the roof when they call, right? Also, people that come through our webinars that have been on a few webinars with us too, those are also extremely qualified prospects because they know that we know what we're doing. Yeah.
So what I hear is positioned as the expert in the space, great process to dial in your sales and kind of get clients in, really strong on delivery and client retention and kind of growing and scaling the team. How's that impacted you guys? Like in terms of financial resources, personally, in terms of freedom and impact in your life?
Well, I mean, so it started off with me and Brian in his basement. And now we have 20, I think we're at 22, 23 employees. We're just able to make such a higher impact, not just on ourselves, but for them, right? So we get to employ people, we get to impact our clients on such a higher level. We're not the only thing in our business. So I just got a message from one of the gentlemen who's on here asking if I could meet with him tomorrow. And I was just about to message him back saying, sorry, Howard, I can't. Tomorrow's for family time. Weekends and evenings and weekends are not part of what I do anymore from a work perspective, unless there's something that really needs to be done. But it's because we've been able to build that team, because of the revenue that we have on a monthly basis, we're able to have a little bit more freedom, take some time. I was down in Dallas yesterday, flew down to Dallas for the day, came back. That things just keep moving without us.
So good. What would you say to somebody that's thinking about joining seven-figure agency and becoming part of the coaching and mentorship program?
Do it now. I mean, it's been the most impactful thing in that happened for our agency. I mean, we would have been on such a slower path if we would have made it to where we are at all. So
awesome.